Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, and my friends, in today's video we're talking about the perfect parry mechanic in Street Fighter 6 and how not all of you but many of you are doing it wrong. And I take this from the perspective of an E-Honda player, the character that generally gets perfect parried the most of any character in this game, so trust me when I talk to you on this matter. So landing the perfect parry in and of itself is fantastic. That's, well, for the most part, best case scenario a lot of the time, right? Because not only did you defend yourself from whatever attack, you get to attack back. That's great. Okay, I smell that headbutt. Gotcha, right? Punish time. Here we go, baby. There we go. Now here's the thing. This is what a lot of people are doing wrong. It's good to take your guaranteed damage. You absolutely should. But keep in mind that it scales. I'm sure most of you know that implicitly, but maybe don't think about that so much in battle. It scales. So with that combo, and that's a punish counter specific combo to a Ken, after the scaling, I did 1360 damage, right? 1360 damage. Honda's headbutt does 1300, right? So as someone who plays Honda and gets perfect parried a lot with my headbutts and my butt slams, right? When I look at a combo like that, what happens to me is like, oh, that's it? I kind of laugh it off. Like, that's only one headbutt's worth of damage, and you know, you didn't do much. And stuff I especially have a grand old time with, if I get perfect parried, and I get perfect parried by a combo like this, all I can say is thank you so much. You barely did any damage, your scaling is garbage, and you lost like 3 or more bars to do the combo on me. That's 3 headbutts worth of bar or more, depending on what you spend, right? You did all my work for me. I'd gladly lose that life for you to lose all that meter. So these are the things you got to think about. It is not to your value. Now, as a Honda player, let me show you a combo I would find scary. So we're going to do a perfect parry, right? And we're going to do that combo that we saw a second ago, except we're going to do this ender. And this, to me, as someone who risks getting perfect parry, doing the headbutts with Honda, all that kind of stuff, this is 10,000 times scarier. It does even less damage than the other one, yes. But what you did is you sacrifice damage, which is fine because you're sacrificing damage anyways to get a better knockdown. In this combo example versus the other one, there's a lot more corner carry and Ken is a lot more advantage. So just looking at these two basic combos by themselves, right? So this does 2720, 2720 damage. And this one here does substantially less, 2,300, right? But this one has so much more corner carry and leaves you at so much more advantage. Your ability to be in the face of the person you just perfect parried is so much stronger. Since your damage is already bad, it absolutely behooves you to pick a combo route. Screw the damage because you're barely getting damage anyways. Pick one that leaves you at much more advantage in one situation or another. Like, let me give you another one that I would find scary as a person who is getting perfect parried. So even more basic than the other ones, right? Only 1,000 damage, but once again, you're already losing so much damage anyways. And what happened here is this combo left me standing, and Ken, who perfect parried me, is in my face with frame advantage. This is so much scarier to me than you burning drive rushes and EX combos and all that kind of stuff. Just you taking that advantage, that moment of the perfect parry, to say, okay, whatever, I'll just do a little bit of damage, but now I'm going to put myself in a super advantageous situation. In this case, standing, both of us, advantage in your face. That is actually terrifying. These are the things you should be looking for when you get your perfect parry. So once again, that left us about 1,000 damage, right? And this bad boy does a whole 300 more. Like this jab's worth more damage, right? And we lose all of our positioning, we lose all of our advantage. And is that worth an extra 300 damage? Unless it's going to be the match, almost certainly not. Now, let's take a situation like the corner. If I'm the one who's getting perfect parried and you're in the corner, you know what's actually about the scariest thing to me? It's not definitely any kind of combo, it's something as simple as this. Oh, cool. Throw, switch sides. Now you're in the corner, right? That's actually what's scary. And once again, the damage is low, but the situation now is so much more advantageous for the person who just did the perfect parry rather than getting whatever sick combo that is super scaled out. Let me give you a different example with a different character, Zangief. I've seen this happen so many times. Every time they get the perfect parry, what do they go for? They go for the 360, because that's, Zangief brain, right? And sure enough, it's guaranteed, right? And does actually decent damage, almost 2,000. It does scale very harshly still, but still 2,000 damage, right? And of course, after spinning pile driver, you're the other side of the screen. You gotta either start burning meters, get your way in, or work your way in back way, the hard way, right? But what if you did something like this instead? Just do one of his regular throws. Yes, admittedly, it's half the damage, 1,000 versus almost 2,000. But what happened here is his regular throw, he's plus 33 in front of you. And because it's a punish counter, because it's off the back of the perfect parry, right? They can't back roll it either. You're not allowed to back roll a regular throw if it's a punish counter. So you just have to wake up in place. So once again, this is one of those situations. Think of it critically. What's more scarier to you? Taking 2,000 damage off a heavily scaled pile driver, but you completely reset, or take 1,000 damage and Zangief's right on top of you. Zangief, the character of all the characters in the game you do not want right on top of you, and he's right on top of you with monstrous frame advantage. And of course, do with it what you will. Like, you can do frame kill setups off this as well, like with stand medium punch. Then you're still +4 directly in their face if you just want to kill those extra frames, which means you're in a position where you have to immediately jump to avoid the command grab. Or of course, Zangief being plus can hit any number of buttons, or you can create whatever setup you want, right? The idea is you sacrifice just a little bit of damage to create a monstrously advantageous setup now that you got the perfect parry. So I guess the lesson here is just don't always go for the big combo. I know the big combo is what you want to do. Your body, your soul screams, do the big combo when the big combo presents itself, right? But sometimes in situations like this where your damage is going to be so lowered, so curtailed, just throw the big combo out the window. Sometimes a little combo that gives you the better setup is a much better deal in the perfect parry scenario. And sometimes, depending on the character you are, if you're given basically like a free level up, just take it, right? Like Mano, the ability to get a gold medal just freely handed to her, it's not going to happen all that often. So if you can take it, just take it. Don't worry about the sickest possible combo you can do, because once again, it's going to scale to absolute trash. Now, one thing to note about the big elaborate combo that you should still go for it in the end if it's going to be a game-winning scenario. The one thing to note here in the big, fancy combo scenarios here, even though it's going to scale to crap, is the level 3 or whatever super you do will always still have its base minimum value applied to it. So a level 3 is 50%, level 2 is 40%, level 1 is 30%. So even if you scale down to absolutely nothing, even though this combo started with a perfect parry, it still did almost 4,000 damage, right? And if I was lower health, it'd do all the more damage yet. So if you're willing to apply a super to the end of that combo, that can still be a very game-winning combo, even off the back of the exceptional scaling that a perfect parry provides. Just the super itself will be doing the bulk of the work. But if you're looking for that must-win now game-winning combo, just keep in mind, off of perfect parry, even with the perfect parry scaling, your supers still add a lot of damage. So basically, food for thought. There's going to be so much more tech over the following weeks, months, years of Street Fighter 6, and I feel this is an avenue that's not fully explored, because so many times when you have guaranteed damage in any fighting game, really, the usual smart bet is to kind of cash out, take as much damage as you can get. And if you can get, a decent scenario of Oki, pressure after the word soup, that's good too, right? But in this kind of scenario where the damage is always going to be low, no matter what, sometimes just screw the damage, take the opportunity for future damage. Because if you can land it, that future damage will be much more than anything you could have pulled off the back of the perfect parry. So once again, food for thought. And that all said, well, I guess that's it for this video. So hopefully this gave you some good ideas to work with, just, feed the creative brain going into Street Fighter 6. And otherwise, well, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.